52-36, Cowgirls on top of the Wildcats. Jace Andrews, Asa Lucas here with you at Gallagher Iba Arena. And Asa, a perfect start to the second half, just like we saw from the Cowgirls in the first half, as they were lights out shooting in the first quarter. Now shooting pretty much lights out here in the third quarter. What have you liked from the Cowgirls?
Well, what I like is Leor Garzon finally starting to warm up here. She got her first basket of the game with that three-pointer we saw, which made Kansas State call the timeout. You just need to get people warmed up. You've only had a couple key players scoring the majority of the points, which at times can be okay, but in a Big 12 game where any team can go on a run and get it into single digits, you need everybody to be playing at the top of their game.
You do, and especially with how good this Kansas State Wildcat team is. I mean, they came in here playing pretty well, and they had beaten the Cowgirls once this year. So now, after the timeout, it'll be Kansas State's ball with 8:24 to go here in the third quarter. And Kansas State in desperate need of some points on the board, try and get this game back to within single digits.
Yeah, this shouldn't even be a game where it's necessarily close. I know there's only a one-win differential in conference play. And you look at the scheduling for both teams, similar records, but Oklahoma State just feels like a better pro basketball program this year.
They do. Inbound for Kansas State, as it'll be with Sundell. Sundell on the left side of the court, gets across midcourt, and now pass off to Briley Glenn. Glenn gets it over to Jalen Glenn, her sister, and it's poked away and stolen by Cassidy DeLapp. DeLapp up the court, loses it momentarily, picks up the dribble, and gives it to Leor Garzon. That poke away was made by Lexi Keys, though. DeLapp, the one who was lucky enough to grab the ball.
Yeah, DeLapp, that fifth-year senior, staying around. I mean, she's been a big part of this program. I even remember her Letterman jacket ceremony with you last year.
Now a bounce pass inside to DeLapp, and speak of the devil, as she puts that one off the glass. A nice layup makes it 54-36, 7:41 here in the third quarter. Wildcats with the ball as Jalen Glenn brings it up the court. Pass off now as they swing it around over to Sundell. Sundell on the left side of the court, drives inside, left elbow under the basket, goes off the glass, gets the layup to fall, and in the first points of the third quarter for the Wildcats make it 54-38.
Can't be a guard without handles like that.
Milton with the ball, gets it to Alnadas, and Alnadas on the right wing. Looks to drive, gets a screen from Garzon. Now backs out. Pass back, Milton on the right elbow, takes the shot, and it just misses as it bounces off the rim a couple times, and it's rebounded by Jalen Glenn.
Good shot selection there from the Cowgirls. They waited to set the play up. Not a bad move at all.
Schmetzi hands it off to Sundell on the right wing. Excuse me, that's the right wing. Schmetzi with the ball again. Left side behind the arc. Now inside. It's with Glenn up off the backboard. Can't get it to fall. Rebound Schmetzi. She goes back up. No good again. And rebound Alnadas.
Good defense there by the Cowgirls. It also helps when you have Cassidy DeLapp underneath the basket to get you rebounds.
Alnadas takes it herself. Right side, right post. Up with the underhand layup. Can't get it to fall. And Schmetzi grabs the rebound. She'll pass it up the court. Coming up is Gregory. Gregory drives the left lane. Gets it to fall. And the foul called on Leor Garzon, an and one opportunity.
And, I saw walking around when we took our break at halftime, I saw Gregory's family here with sweaters with Gregory's face on them. So I think that's why she's been playing so well tonight.
Well, she is from Tulsa, so not that far of a drive to come from Tulsa to Stillwater rather than Tulsa to Manhattan.
Gregory 8 points, 2 for 2 from the line, 3 for 5 on shooting. Not a bad night.
No. DeLapp checks out, Collins checks back in, and the free throw made there by Gregory. Milton with the ball, she's trapped, passes it, it's stolen away by Sundell. Sundell right through the paint, easy layup, no one there to stop her on a nice trap by Kansas State. Back to Milton now after the shot, 54-43, 6:16 in the third. Up the court now, Lexi Keys bounce pass inside off the knee of a Kansas State Wildcat, and it's gonna go out of bounds, and they're gonna say it was actually last touched by Collins. It'll go back to the Wildcats.
Fair call. That did look like that last touch Collins, and like we're talking about in the Big 12, you cannot count your opponents out at any time as Kansas State clawing their way back.
54-43, 6:03 in the third. Kansas State with the ball, and it's Briley Glenn. Glenn on the right wing, now Schmetzi on the right wing behind the arc. Looks to drive inside, gets to the elbow, and they're going to be a foul called away from the ball.
I think they're going to say that foul's on Garzon, the way Gregory fell back.
Media timeout, then we'll review that.
Well, it looks like they're going to review it. I think they may review it for a flagrant foul there from Leora Garzon because she knocked down a Kansas State Wildcat, may have flung that elbow.
Yeah, we need to check out a review here. We'll be able to see for ourselves.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was aggressive enough, at least the way she fell back, to be a flagrant one.
No, Gregory was the one who got hit on there and fell towards the ground, trying to see if we can find a replay here and see if that did warrant a flagrant foul. 54-43, 5:53 now in the third quarter. And I believe it was called a foul. It's just now if it was a flagrant.
Yep. Something you do need to review. Normally the referees here do a good job. I like the Big 12 referees. They normally are pretty impartial.
Correct. Well, and I like the review quickly, as looks like they're not going to show the replay. So really we're not going to have much to go off of. Did you see anything? Because I was more watching the ball. It was close to the ball, but what they're saying, and I think what I saw Coach Hoyt do, is that Garzon turned around and her elbow may have went right into the right side of the head of Gabby Gregory.
I didn't see a flagrant foul. I did see a foul, but you also have to credit some flopping that was happening.
Yeah. And Gregory was on the ground for a little bit, and I think that's why they called the foul originally, because when she hit the ground, there was no whistle. And then about a second or two later, finally the whistle came out. And it looks like we're now going to get the call here from the refs as they're discussing what exactly went on. So we're still discussing here again. Timeout on the floor with this possible flagrant foul on Leora Garzon.
There would be quite the raucous reaction here from the crowd if you call it flagrant.
Correct. I could almost see a lot of not good things happening.
But you got to be aware, Kansas State on a 7-0 run here in the last minute and a half. Cowgirls had a very comfortable lead, but things changed so quickly here in the Big 12 with some fast-paced basketball. And there's plenty of ballers on the Kansas State team where you have to be aware. So hopefully Cowgirls can get back in a rhythm. As long as you have Naomi Alnadas on the floor, not that hard to get some points.
Well, and the ref crew of Brian Hall, Kevin Pethel, and Ivy Seals all discussing right now to see if this was a flagrant foul. They've dispersed and have now talked to both coaches. So I assume we have our answer. We don't know just yet, but just talk to the scorers table. Hopefully we'll know soon what exactly is about to come from this.
I can't tell off of body language.
Can't either.
But with the amount of conversation that we're seeing, I think it's going to be a flagrant.
I think so as well, especially with discussing the scoreboard operator. Make sure they check the time on everything, get that right. Again, 54-43, 5:53 to go here. And I think they're not going to call the flagrant after all. So we're finally going to replay. And no flagrant there. It almost slapped Garzon. So no call, actually no foul at all. And that time, it's going to be a foul. Inbound pass went to Briley Glenn, and then jumping on top of her basically was Lexi Keys as she just hopped in the air trying to block a shot and landed on the back of Glenn. She'll go. Well, actually, it will be just the first foul on Oklahoma State, and it wasn't on a shot, so it'll be inbound pass from the right baseline.
Yeah, we didn't see a whole lot of fouls in the first half, but I promise you're going to see a lot more here in the second.
Sundell, she's at the free throw line, the Big 12 logo now. She keeps the drive inside, goes up with the shot after blocking down Alnadas, misses the shot, and Lexi Keys gets the rebound for the Cowgirls. She's across midcourt. Left side, driving in on the left elbow, pass back out, Leora Garzon, left wing where she made the three earlier, misses everything on that one with the air ball. Milton rebound, trapped in the right corner. Pass out to Alnadas. Alnadas cross court to Lexi Keys in the left corner. Keys loops around to the top of the free throw line and gets her shot blocked down by Schmidt. See? It goes out of bounds, and it'll be remaining with the Cowgirls. 6 seconds on the shot clock. 5:19 to go here, 54-43 Cowgirls.
Both teams have adjusted well here in the second half. Oklahoma State just not finding an opening in the paint that they'd like.
Alnadas inbound to Keys, now inside off the hands of Garzon, and she got pushed just a tad. Thought she wanted a foul. Hoyt also
Coach
talking
Hoyt
to the ref.
Saying, hey, come on now. Did you see the way her body got pushed forward?
Don't get the foul, and it'll go back to the Wildcats. Sundell with the ball. She's on the right side of the court as she crosses midcourt. Now pass to Schmetzi. Top of the key at the OSU logo. She's working on Collins and now picks up the dribble looking for a pass. Spins around, gives it over to Jalen Glenn. Glenn gets on the left elbow. Goes up with the shot. Can't get it to fall too strong. And rebounded by Lexi Keys.
Oklahoma State offensively are just not themselves. They've been in a scoring drought the last 3 minutes of the 3 turnovers.
And Alnadas there takes a 3 that she cannot hit. Right now, Kansas State on a 7-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 47 seconds.
Now the Cowgirls 0 for 5 on their last field goal.
Gregory, long 3 off the side of the backboard, rebounded by Milton. Milton with the Cowgirls. Inside to Garzone, up with a shot and a nice pass by Milton. Nice finish by Garzone. Gets that drought
good way
to be ended for Oklahoma State.
As you said, good way to end the drought. Just get things more comfortable, possibly get that pressure off of your team to know that you can just score.
56-43, 4:11 in the third. Sundell with the ball on the right side. Gets to the free throw line, now pass back out. Left wing 3 taken by Briley Glenn, and she hits it to make it 46 points for Kansas State and just a 10-point deficit for the Wildcats.
Can't give up on those 3-pointers, even if in the first half you haven't been happy with your percentage.
Inside bounce pass. Collins strong up with the shot and gets it off the glass. Collins with a powerful finish there.
What a great way to respond to a 3 instead of panicking, trying to respond back with a 3-pointer. Go inside the paint, get a nice layup, be comfortable.
3:36 to go, 58-46. Cowgirls on top. Briley Glenn, that's Jalen Glenn, and she threw her elbow out there. Offensive foul call. She tried to drive that left baseline, but as you can hear Asa laugh, that was a very obvious push.
That looks like me when I'm playing basketball at the neighborhood court.
Man, don't get in front of Asa when you're playing base basketball. Neighborhood rules.
You know, while I was having a PA for the high school here in town, I reviewed a lot of the basketball rules just to make sure my basketball knowledge was up to date. I got to tell you, I would foul out in a real game in under 2 minutes.
Eliza Maupin and Emily Ebert check in. Sundell and Briley Glenn both check out. Milton with the ball for the Cowgirls on the right wing behind the perimeter. Looking for a pass, gets it to Keys at the top of the key, and then the foul called away from the ball. Looks like they're going to get Emily Ebert, who just checked in the game, on a foul on Lior Garzone. That'll be the 3rd foul call on the Wildcats in this quarter.
Getting close to the bonus here for the Wildcats. But with both teams getting tired, you're going to get sloppy.
Inbound pass from Alnadas, gets it to Keys on the deep right wing. Gets it to Alnadas, top of the key. Looks to drive inside the paint, gets to the free throw line, pass out. Lior Garzone, right wing, hits the 3 again. Garzone's second 3. 61-46 Cowgirls, 2:58 to go in the third.
She's found her shot here in the second half.
Jalen Glenn brings it to the court, gets it to Ebert in the far left corner. Ebert picks up the dribble inside Gregory, foul called. Looks like Garzone maybe get a last-second push there on Gabby Gregory, and that'll be the 3rd foul call on Oklahoma State.
Both teams here with three fouls in the second half.
Just the 2nd foul call on Garzone.
Collins with 3 fouls, though. She's got to be careful.
Jalen Glenn inbound it, gets it to Maupin. Maupin gets it back to Glenn. Glenn on the far left side. Now drives inside. Left elbow is stolen away by Alnada. She just picked her pocket. Alnada's right wing. Looks for a pass. Gets it to Garzone. Left wing again, 3. Then they'll hit it again. Lior Garzone with her 3rd 3 of the quarter makes it 64-46 Cowgirls. Their largest lead of the night and an 8-0 run. Wildcats with the ball. Left wing, it's Ebert. Ebert behind the perimeter. Looking for a pass. Inside of the free throw line now. In the paint is Schmetzi, goes up with a shot and rolls it in.
As you were talking about, Cowgirls 4 for 4 on their field goals. They were on an 8-0 run there. And how do you respond to a 3-pointer? Go inside the paint, make a layup, take your shot, try to calm your team down.
Milton with the ball, drives that right side, right post, and gets fouled as she tries the underhand layup. She'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. 64-48, 1:58 to go. And you've got Milton, who was an 80% free throw shooter, going to the line for the Cowgirls.
If she would have made that reverse layup, that would
that would have been nice.
That would be on the highlight reel. I promise you'd be seeing that on the OK State TikTok or Instagram or Athletics.
I'm telling you right now, there's somebody in the back working on the Lior Garzone 3-point highlights. First free throw for Milton is good. One Garzone averaging 11.4 points per game tonight. Right at that mark with 11. Milton, she's got 13 and make it 14 after she hits that free throw.
Milton perfect on the night with her free throws, 4 for 4. Cowgirls 8 for 9 with free throws, doing a great job at the line.
18-point lead for the Cowgirls. Wildcats with the ball, right wing, it's Sundell. Sundell gets it off to Gabby, and she misses it there. It's Gregory off the hands. Now it's up the court with the Cowgirls. Collins, charge, goes right through Sundell, and maybe flung out the arm there was Taylon Collins.
I'm about to say, you can make that argument with how fast and with all the force she had going. I mean, I could see a charge. I don't think that's completely out of this world, and that's her 4th, so we're not going to see her again at least until halfway through the 4th quarter.
Well, luckily with the large lead, you're probably not thinking you're going to need her down the stretch. In theory, obviously, you got to keep this lead. Sundell with the ball, with the Wildcats across midcourt at the OSU logo, gets the Eddie Sutton logo on the left wing. Goes to the left baseline, double teams, now inside. Gets to the paint, Big 12 logo. Looking to take a shot, goes up, right through the contact of Lexi Keys. No foul called, and she'll bank it off the backboard.
I like how calm and composed the Cowgirls are staying right now, even though they're not getting the foul calls they want. You know, they're not yelling at the referees or showing any frustration.
Lexi Keys with the ball at the top of the key. 66-50, Oklahoma State on top. Just a minute to go here in the third. Leora Garzon takes the shot. No good as it misses everything, but right there down low to grab it was Milton, who goes back up and lays it off the glass to get 2 points for the Cowgirls. Sundell with the ball. Right wing behind the arc. Now drives inside, free throw line. Backing down Lexi Keys, picks up the dribble, looks to pass it off. Just kind of standing there and finally gets it away to Ebert. Ebert now inside to Gregory. Gregory turn around and gets fouled as she tries to go up and bank it off the glass. Looks like that may be on Milton. And that is Milton.
You know, that seemed like a classic
foul.
Chris Paul move, the way she drew that foul.
Yeah.
I mean, she knew exactly what she was doing going in between those two and just putting her hands up. I don't even know if she was able to get the ball up. She's going to get her 2 shots.
68-50, 39 seconds to go here in the third quarter. First free throw for Gabby Gregory, makes it.
Gregory almost at double digits on the night. Now she is at 10 points, 4 for 4 from the line.
She'll make the second. Inbound pass from Alnadas. Alnadas gets to Milton. Now back to Alnadas. Alnadas across midcourt, 35 seconds to go in the third. Gets to the paint, gets the ball almost tipped away, picks it back up, and then that travel called as she thought she was pushed, and now is talking to Cassidy Lapp to try and get her to move on that one and get a pass. 68-52, 29.8 seconds to go in the third.
You know, it's a good sign of a leader if you're willing to talk to your teammates. I don't think that was completely out of frustration, some concern with just how to set up a play properly, even though DeLapp, as a fifth-year senior, has been through a lot of different teammates and knows how to run a lot of different offenses.
It'll be Sundell with the ball, 13 seconds. Wildcats looking like they're holding for the final shot. Far right wing now, top of the key. At the left elbow, left baseline, goes right up with a shot. Foul called on Oklahoma State. And the crowd does not like that one.
Not a massive fan of that call. I thought it'd be more of a...
Well, actually, okay, they switched it. They did switch it to Kansas State. I think we both saw, they pointed at Oklahoma State at first. And a travel called on Milton after the inbound pass.
Oh, boy.
So a break there as we saw the call. They pointed on the foul on Oklahoma State at first, switched it to on Kansas State, and then a travel called. And you can hear J.C. Horty, she's screaming out, no foul, no foul. 2.5 seconds to go on the game clock here in the third quarter.
Luckily, Cowgirls are up by 16.
Gabby Gregory will inbound at one shot here as she gets it to Smetsky. Smetsky, 1 second to go. Now gives it to Gregory. Gregory doesn't have time to get up the shot as a lot of movement and did not put up the ball at all. So at the end of the third quarter, 68-52. Cowgirls have an immaculate third quarter and now head to the fourth with a 16-point lead. We'll be right back with Cowgirl basketball.